Hello everyone. So, just doing 3-card readings today. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. So, I asked today, what do you guys fear right now? So for those of you that find this video and end up watching it, this may be a fear that you had or currently have, or maybe something you're thinking about futuristically. It may not be something that affects you right now, but that might be part of the fears that it will. And I pulled 3 cards. I've got a couple of oracle to share with you later. But first we have the 10 of Cups. And I was like, that's a great card. It's a happy ending. And I'm like, oh, well, you know, people are afraid of a happy ending. Especially those of us who have been hurt. We've been in relationships that have failed miserably. Some have not ended well. Sometimes we haven't been treated well. There's times that, we worry that we're going to come up against the same issues. If we get a partner that maybe doesn't love us enough or respect us enough or, treat us properly. There's a lot of reasons, a lot of relationship trauma that can cause you to fear being happy. So some of you are afraid to be happy because it could all be taken away in a blink of an eye. I get that fear. That can be pretty scary. I understand that. So yeah, what I'm getting, that you're afraid of that. You may be emotionally avoidant. So I could see that you're kind of scared of putting yourself out there, being vulnerable and emotional, maybe sharing that intimacy, that affection with people because you're not sure if it's real. If they really mean it when they say those special words to you, when they hug you and kiss you and tell you how much they love you, you're thinking, do they really mean it? I mean, doubting is not the greatest way to go. Questioning everything. You may need a lot of reassurance, especially if you've been cheated on or if you've been abused. I completely understand. So that's the first thing I'm seeing, and it's kind of on a roller coaster here because I see why. The 10 of Cups, yeah, you're afraid to be happy, and part of that is the Page of Swords. And for me, I feel like, he's holding the sword up, so your defenses are up. You've got walls up, and you're looking around like you're just trying to protect yourself because you've been hurt badly enough that you have a hard time. You don't want to put your weapon down. You don't want to leave yourself vulnerable to another attack, so to speak. And so the Page of Swords is it'd be nice, but you have to let someone love you, and you have to be willing to try again. You have to open up to it. And so you are defensive about it. You're like, okay, I would like to try again, but this is really hard because as soon as something is done or said that you're unsure about, or if you have your first fight, you're like, oh, sword back up. You're picking up that weapon and defending yourself. So I can understand. So you think about it. We got the Tower. And look at this. There's only one person falling off this tower, if you notice. There's usually 2 people in the regular Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but I feel like you think that your life is going to fall apart. Like everything you build, if you let this person in, you're afraid because you're going to end up being really happy, and then something's going to happen, and it's everything that you built together is going to crumble, and there you are throwing yourself off the tower. Well, more like it crumbles, and you're going down with it. Now, the tower doesn't have to be a big, bad, scary thing, guys. It doesn't have to be at all, because it's I feel like this could be more of a realization if you look at the lightning. I mean, you might realize, like, that's the other thing. You're in your head about it. Things can be going well, and if you have too many insecurities and you haven't properly dealt with those or sought help, professional help with those, then they're going to continue to plague you, which is going to not only affect you, but it's going to affect every relationship you attempt to have in the near future. So, I highly recommend that, you find a way to cope. You find a way to deal with that. I mean, not everybody is going to abuse you. Not everybody is going to cheat on you. Those are bad experiences, and those people, they weren't right for you. They didn't deserve you. The right person isn't going to do that to you. When you do meet the right person, you'll know you have a solid partnership, because they are going to show up for you. They're going to support you and love you, and they will reassure you, and they're not going to give you any reason to doubt. And you don't have to worry about it. I don't know why these are turning into relationships, but this could go for anything, by the way. I feel like this is related to personal relationships, like romantic, but for a few of you, you might have a specific situation involving work or friends or something like that, where I've been there too, where, I'm afraid to have that best friend because, shit happens, and you think you have a best friend and they turn on you, or something happens and they don't handle it well, and you're like, wow, I thought I had a friend that was going to have my back, my ride or die, someone who was going to support me no matter what. And some people just get into it like, I'm right, you're wrong, and that's that. So, and you get betrayed, and it's a really bad feeling. And so then here we are, always looking around, always observing and paying attention to everything that certain people do and say, because as soon as they do and say the wrong thing in your eyes, in your head, then you're going to cut them loose. You're not going to be able to deepen your bond with your friend or with that relationship. You're not going to be able to trust that coworker, whatever it is. You can't, because now they've said something that you're like, oh, now I'm suspicious. I don't know if I can trust them. Just know that you can. And that not everybody. Allow people to change your mind. You got to give people the chance. I hope that you can open up enough if you really want to have relationships, like solid friendships and romantic relationships, and trust with people in general, friends, family, whoever, then you've got to open up. You have got to open up enough where use your discernment. You can be that Page of Swords, but you can't be carrying around a weapon all the time, or people are going to be afraid to approach you. And you don't want people being fake around you either. You got to put it down. You got to just try to be yourself and be open, honest, vulnerable. And people are going to understand what you've been through. And they're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to prove to that person that, I want to be in their life. I want to be their friend. I want to be whatever to you. They're going to show you with words and actions just who they are. And just remember, you don't have to stick with anything. If you give someone a chance and they break that trust and they prove to you that they're not really who you thought they were and their true colors come out, who's to say you can't just cut them off? You can. It's that easy. It's like, oh, you don't trust them? Boom, they're gone. But make sure that you're not cutting off people too soon, because you could be missing out on some amazing relationships with people, whether that's romantic or friendship. It doesn't matter. You want to make sure that you nurture the relationships that you have and know that you have people that are in your corner that can be trusted and will help you anytime you need. You have that support. So don't be afraid to be happy. And you know what? If stuff falls apart, I call the Tower card the remodeling card, because, you're picking up the pieces sometimes. And whether it is, you feel bad because you're the one that jumped the gun and decided to end everything, you kind of caused yourself a tower moment and lost out on something good because you couldn't give enough trust. You couldn't put enough trust in someone else to see it through. And not everything has to just end abruptly. If somebody upsets you, you can actually talk about it. Like, hey, can we talk on the phone, text, whatever? Preferably in person or on the phone, that's fine. But you need to tell someone, okay, I'm just concerned because you said this or did that, and it's making me a little paranoid because of my past, and I'm trying to deal with it, but I just want to know what you meant, or, however that conversation looks to you. I mean, I'm kind of just what-ifing here, but And even if things don't work out, if the thing is, you got to keep trying. If you really want something in your life, you want a best friend, you want a life partner, you want that job and you have to be a team player, you've got to open up to people and start working with them a little bit better. And you're going to figure out naturally to trust your intuition around certain people. And those people that draw you to them and you feel completely at ease and safe with them, you can trust them. You're going to figure it out. Your whole mind, your body, your spirit is going to tell you, oh, I'm okay with this person. This is who I can trust. This is who I can talk to. You want to stick to yourself, you can stick to yourself, but your intuition will help you. And if things fall apart after you give someone a chance, that's okay. Rebuild. The best thing you can do is build up yourself and give that love to yourself. And when you have built your own little tower for yourself, nobody can take that away. Then you can go out and build a tower with someone else and build up that relationship. If it falls apart, you can always come back to yourself. Because your tower isn't going to fall apart unless you do. So don't worry about, that. Some things are meant to crumble. And if they do, that just means you're better off without it, without them, whoever that might be. But someone better is coming along to be your friend or to be a romantic partner, etc. And then that just means when that comes along, you're going to be like, oh, that's why I went through that, because it led me to this. And I'm so much better now. So yeah, you're going to be fine. Don't let that fear hold you back. Now, what do we have in Oracle cards? Okay. I love this. We have the Waxing Crescent 3. It's number 5 and it's growth. I love this. This shows right here that you're growing. You're going to learn, you're starting to trust your intuition around people because you can read people's energy. And if the energy isn't good, don't trust them. Don't be around them. That's simple. But if you're drawn to someone, it just gives you warm, fuzzy feelings and, you feel like you can trust them and, you're happy around them. They're positive and they're very giving, like just, the attributes you're drawn to and you'll naturally feel good around the right people. So hang on to those people because that's your growth. You're learning who you can trust and who you can't. And that's terrific. But I love this card because it's definitely growth. And number 5 is the Hierophant in Tarot in the Major Arcana. So I would say that you are teaching yourself how to deal with people, teaching yourself discernment regarding everybody you meet, and you're learning who to keep in your life and who not to. This is very important. I think it's just one of those things we learn as we go. You have to make mistakes and you have to go through hardships before you go, oh, you know what? I'm not going to make that mistake again. And you're learning that. So be proud of yourself and the growth that you have had. And here's the other one. I love this. Waxing Crescent 3. The card number is 26 and it is surrender. Surrender. Yeah. You can't control everything. Don't micromanage the universe. It doesn't like it. But yes, this is basically asking you to just surrender to what is. And surrender to your intuition and it won't guide you wrong. You will be able to figure out who you can trust and who you can't. And 26, let me see. Funny, 8. Yeah. 26 reduces to 8. And 8 goes right back to strength in the Major Arcana. So yeah, be strong. Be strong. Be brave. Go ahead and take that step out there and getting to know people. Like, go ahead and open yourself up to bond with other people so you can deepen those friendships or deepen that relationship. Because things at surface level usually don't last. So it'll be important that you do this. So anyways, for those of you, don't let the fear hold you back. Fear is like our worst enemy. And that's going to prevent you from making progress on your path. Yeah. Overcome and adapt. I hope this was helpful to those of you going through this right now. But good luck. I know you can do it. You're going to end up growing so much. Until next time, guys. Goodbye.